Hello, today I am doing the manga Inuyasha. I love Inuyasha. I have been reading Inuyasha for about 2 decades now. Now this is written by Rumiko Takahashi. Remember, if you've seen my other videos, you know I have a very hard time pronouncing names that aren't super easy to say. I apologize. So in Inuyasha, you have the main character, which is him, and the other main character is a female named Kagome. You can kind of see her in this picture. So Kagome lives in present day Japan, and she lives at a shrine with her family, her grandpa, her mom, and her little brother. Her brother is trying to find a cat, or their cat, in the well that's sealed off at their house. When Kagome goes to get the cat because her brother Sota is scared, there is a demon that actually comes out of the well and pulls her into feudal Japan. So she goes back in time, and there's demons. Obviously, there's no electricity or anything like that. And she, through a series of events, she meets Inuyasha, and she releases him from a sacred tree that he was bound to by an old lover. Like, you would have to read it. This is one of the things about manga, is that I've said it before, it's more, to me it feels more complex than certain novels, just because, for one, this one is like 160 some chapters, something like that, and you get a lot of information and a lot of stuff happens in one volume of a book, right? So this one specifically is the animanga. So it takes pictures from the anime and the manga, but it's like stills of the anime, and then they put it in the manga book. Now, I highly recommend Inuyasha. There is, for a manga, if you're big on reading mangas, you know that there is usually a lot of like kidnappings and rapes and stuff like that. In Inuyasha, there's no rapes, which is kind of nice. So it's actually a very kid-friendly book in comparison to a lot of other ones. There is a lot of fights and people dying and demons dying, but it's not to the point where, like, there's other manga I have read where it's hard to read and look at because it is so graphic when things and people are dying. So to me, this is pretty mellow in comparison to other manga I have read. So I think this is great for all age groups. My son's 8, and I let him read it. It's pretty mellow. And like I said, it's a very long series. If you don't really want to read the manga, there's the anime, and it's fully complete. There's 7, 8 seasons, and there's 4 movies. So if you don't want to go through and read all the manga, you can watch the anime. Either or, I highly recommend. It is a very good manga to read for any ages. I don't really see any cons. My biggest con is that it feels like it goes on for a very long time. There are certain parts in the story where I feel like you don't really need certain characters or certain chapters. Like, certain parts I definitely feel like the author almost dragged it out just to make the story longer instead of just kind of like wrapping it up. But I mean, that's a personal opinion. I still really love the series. I love the TV show. I got an Inuyasha tattoo. Like, I love Inuyasha. So definitely a very good, light, funny read. Not too dark or terrifying. Good for all ages. I don't think there's any trigger warnings I need to tell anyone about. So, yes, Inuyasha, highly recommend. Bye, everyone.